For everybody who believes Prime Minister Narendra Modi is travelling a tad too much, a quick peek into his calendar the rest of the year will show that his overseas visits don't actually reduce, and he cannot do much about it. After he returns, Modi has only about 2 months in India before he sets off for the US again at the end of September. He is scheduled to speak at the UN on September 25th. Modi is planning to use the visit to travel to the west coast of the US this time. Plans are afoot for another Madison Square Garden style community outreach event in the Indian-rich Silicon Valley. The allure and novelty of the Indian Prime Minister, of course, has somewhat faded in the past year, but the planners expect a robust response nevertheless. But that will take up a few more days. Mid-November, Modi is headed both west and east. He is scheduled to be in Antalya, Turkey on November 15th to 16th for the G20 summit. On November 21st, 22nd, he has the East Asia Summit and Asian India Summit in Malaysia. Since Modi has already declared that he wants to pack every trip with as many stops as possible, it's reasonable to expect that he would stop over in another country in the vicinity. Bilaterally, Modi is expected to be in the UK on a bilateral visit also in November. This visit will have a strong diaspora component, with his team working on another mega community event a la MSG. Before he travels to Israel in 2016, a politically sensitive visit, he is expected to make a trip to the Gulf countries where India has strong economic and people ties, with almost 7 million Indians living and working in these countries. In Southeast Asia, Myanmar, Singapore and Vietnam are all expecting the Prime Minister to pay them a visit, perhaps clubbing it with the EAS tour of Malaysia. Modi has recently come under some flack about his foreign travels, even though the numbers indicate that he is not travelling much more than his predecessor, Manmohan Singh. But because his government is the kind where all decisions ultimately rest with him, there has been a growing buzz about the necessity for him to remain in India to push through crucial economic decisions that he needs to take. These voices are coming from both within the government as well as outside.